Your dog is usually pretty shy or a little bit of an introvert, but when it comes to meeting strangers or dogs on your walks, they completely change and really start barking and being very loud, and it's kind of embarrassing. But you're wondering why such a shy dog would suddenly be so outgoing. Well, this is pretty typical, and most of my reactivity clients, so dogs who lunge and bark at other dogs or people or objects even, are usually pretty shy in their day-to-day lives. So today we're talking about why this is happening and how we can help them get over this so we can have calm and relaxed walks. So let's start with why this is happening. Shy dogs, or dogs who are not that confident, know very well that they cannot escape when they are on leash. So what we often see in these dogs, whenever they are off leash, they are totally fine with other dogs or strangers, or they avoid them. So they might not be barking at them, they might be running away, or they might be fine with them and just need a little bit more space. In some cases, they still bark because they have learned to, but in most cases, it's way less because they have way more space. So the underlying cause is still fear or insecurity. So what we need to address with our training is still fear or insecurity. So your dog is not suddenly a different personality. Your dog is still the same shy, introverted dog. And we need to help them feel more confident in these situations. And what that needs is we need to teach them that there is a specific strategy that's always the same and that makes them feel good. So they know that within this strategy, nothing's gonna happen to them. Even if, and that's when we include a variety of different variables. So that might be off-leash dogs coming to us. If that's a problem for your dog, we need to include it in our training plans. Or strangers, if that's the deal for your dog, and your dog finds it particularly scary if a person talks to you, then we have to include that in the strategy, right? If it's just somebody walking past you, we have to include that. If it's another dog walking past you, we have to include that. Now, what we are talking about now is dogs in particular. So you meet other dogs on leash. If you're interested in meeting strangers in particular, so your dog has a little bit of a stranger danger issue, tell me in the comments and I will make a video about it. For dogs, we need a spot that is most of the time dog free. So we can introduce a feeling of safety and fun to our shy dog. Because if we start with a feeling of fun and safety and joy that is connected to the spot, we can more easily train our strategy later. So most of the time I use the garden, the first stretch of the walk, a field that's nearby, anything like that. So that's most of the time the easiest to start, because you will know when your neighbors are walking their dogs. Think about it. Most of the time we know when our neighbors are out and about, or we can at least look outside. So we can have a look and see, are there dogs walking right now or not? If not, we can go outside, we can play fun games to build up this feeling of joy and fun and good things. If yes, we wait a few minutes and then we go outside, right? So this is the easiest. And as soon as we have a dog who reacts excitedly in a happy way to go to this place, we can start practicing on dogs. Now, it depends on how much space we have on this spot, if it's easy or hard to train on that spot, right? So if this spot is a large field, it's very easy, because the more shy our dogs are, the harder it is to be very close to whatever they are insecure about, right? So if your dog's scared of other dogs and the other dog's very close, that's very difficult. If your dog is just a little bit timid, it might be okay to be pretty close to another dog. So really try to see when your dog gets a little stressed out. So watch the body language, watch when the ears get back, when your dog starts scaring or the eyes get larger, when your dog starts walking a little bit more hectic or starts listening less to you, when your dog starts sniffing more or less depending on your dog's personality, right? If the tail goes up or down, most of the time it will be down if you're far away. But if your dog's very practiced in lunging and barking, the tail might go up. So see when you see changes in your dog's body language. Whenever you see these changes, walk a little bit further away. Now, if you have a very, very narrow spot, you need to train emergency exits first, because whenever you see another dog, you will need an emergency exit first. That can be a turnaround. So let's turn around, walk back inside, right? So if you have a narrow front porch and you want to train there with your dog, and you want your dog to see another dog and not start lunging and barking, you want to interrupt that with something. So that might be turn around, walk back inside. That can be awesome, but you need to be fast. So this is an emergency strategy. If you have a lot of space, you might have way more time, and you can train looking at the other dog and doing something else first, like looking at the other dog, going to sniff. The strategy itself depends a lot on your dog, your specific situation, and what previous experiences you have. But if you want to see an example of how you can do that, watch this video.